I'm Aveline and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So this is part 2 of my Landgraabs New House, and I did the exterior yesterday, so I thought it would be a good idea to release the interior today, so it's not like the two videos aren't released too far apart, if that makes sense. Anyways, so that is what we're doing today, and as you saw in the last video, if you did watch it at least, the house itself is actually not that big. So there's only 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The upstairs is basically just for Nancy and Jeffrey. They also have an ensuite. Malcolm lives on the bottom floor alone and he doesn't have an ensuite. But there is a bathroom really close to his bedroom though. It's right on the other side of the kitchen, and you'll also have to walk through this sort of laundry room that I did as an extension of the bathroom. So the two rooms are kind of connected in a way, sort of. Like you have to walk through the laundry room to get to the bathroom. Yeah, anyways. So that's really close to his bedroom. And then in the basement, I decided to actually add a home cinema as well, just because I thought it would be a little bit fun. And I don't think like home cinemas because I think it kind of makes sense if you put the home cinemas in the basement because there are no windows to annoy you when you're watching movies. So they have that in the basement, and then on top of that, they also have, or not on top, not literally on top, but like other than the cinema in the basement, they also have an office in the basement. And it's kind of hidden behind one of those doors that look like a bookcase, because I thought that since there's no like proper office in the house, like on the first floor or the second floor, I felt like Nancy kind of needed a place where she could do her business. So we talked about this in the first part of this video, but basically the Landgraabs got all their money from doing business. And it's from Nancy's side of the family, it's not from Jeffrey's side of the family. He was married into money. So I felt like Nancy sort of needed a place where she could sit and work, but she's also a crime lord, so it would have to be hidden just a little bit, but it's built in a way, or it's decorated in a way, so it kind of looks nice. It doesn't look shady, because I don't think Nancy would have liked a shady kind of office. I feel like she wants everything to look expensive and classy and so on and so on. So it's very clean and it looks like a regular office. It's just in the basement. I also thought that I didn't want it to be too messy, because what if the police or Jeffrey's colleagues just happen to get like, I don't know, a tip or something, and they have to go check out or investigate the house, and they happen to find the office. You wouldn't want that office to look super suspicious. So I definitely tried to decorate it so it would look like somewhat of a normal kind of office. It's just in the basement, kind of hidden away, and I don't know, it's a little bit weird. Anyways, but I thought it made sense when I did it, so hopefully you guys can see where it's coming from, but you'll see that later on. I think it might possibly be the second last room that I'm decorating in this house. I think I ended up decorating the bathroom here on the ground floor as the very last one. It's all messy, like I usually start out with kitchens, and then I do dining rooms, living rooms, and then I move on to bedrooms, and then the very last thing that I'll decorate is basically bathrooms. But for some reason, I decided to start out with Nancy and Jeffrey's bedroom, and I don't know why, but that happened. So that is basically what we did just before. So overall in this house, I wasn't really, like when I did the exterior, I didn't really know what kind of color scheme that I was trying to go for or anything for the interior. The color scheme in their old house is kind of weird. Also because they're using a lot of the more plastic looking base game items that I don't really like, and I think they chose a lot of them in like green and orange or something. There were some weird color combinations going on. I didn't really feel like they looked like something the Landgraabs would live in for some reason. I think Nancy in particular is very like, she wants everything to just look expensive and classy and clean, so that is kind of what I'm going with. And in my head, classy and clean basically means a lot of like white furniture, so that is pretty much what we're going with. Everything is very light in the interior. I do add a little bit of black, like a few black items here and there, like a rug in the hallway, or I think the dining table is black as well. I think there might possibly be some black on the coffee table in the living room, but like overall, there's a lot of white or at least like light wood, as you can see here in the kitchen. So also because the white counters that we have are base game and I don't like them. They look plastic. They look IKEA, even though they're not some of the cheapest counters we have to choose from, but they still look kind of IKEA to me. I used them for Scandinavian interiors just because they look kind of Scandinavian, but I don't really like them that much because they just look plasticky. Anyways, so I decided to go for these ones instead. I think they're from Perfect Patio, but they look luxurious to me. Like they look like high-class counters for some reason. I think it might actually be the countertop because it looks fancy. So yeah, I did get a couple of really interesting theories on the exterior, like because I was talking about why does Nancy work as a crime lord when she's actually in business, and also why is Jeffrey a cop? That's weird, right? Because they're not usually like that. I think Nancy's supposed to be a CEO. Like, she took over the family business. That's why they have this amount of money, you know? And also because Malcolm is supposed to take over the family business after Nancy. So I was a little bit confused about that, but I got a lot of theories. So I'm just going to go through some of them because I think they're quite fun. So the first one that I found was from Uber Kirby. Also, by the way, I love Kirby, but that's besides the point. They wrote that they're pretty sure Nancy is some kind of loan shark and might be committing tax evasions, which I could honestly totally see happening. There is something shady about this family, that is for sure. So she may be keeping all her, I don't know, private documents in her office downstairs in the basement. I could totally see that happening. There was also one from Alyssa C that said they are probably mafia and that is how they make so much money. Again, it doesn't really fit well with Jeffrey's job because he's a detective, but it could fit with Nancy for sure. Or, like, there was another one. I'll just find it quickly. So Anna Mendenhall wrote, I like to think Nancy's husband is a crooked cop who makes sure the police force doesn't find out about how his family makes their riches. So those two could kind of tie in together. Like, Nancy could be a part of the mob or something, and Jeffrey is sort of in on it. He's kind of keeping the police away from their businesses somewhat. I think that could be sort of interesting, you know? And then there's also one from Theo Falk who says, sounds like a money laundering situation to me. Nancy investing her illegally obtained fortune into property, not uncommon in real life. Definitely sounds like it could be something like that. That could also work with tax evasions, I suppose. I'm not fully certain how tax works in the Sims world, but something like that. I could definitely see that happening too. There's a lot of, like, you could combine all of them pretty much, and this family is basically like the kingpins, you know? Also because they have so much property around. I think they have more than just that apartment building that I mentioned in the last video, because there is one of the apartment buildings in Uptown is actually named Landgraab something something. They have like a number, or both of them have like a number next to it, or after it, I should say, or maybe it's before it. I don't remember, but it definitely has the Landgraab name on the building. So I could definitely see that happening because they do have a fair amount of property around the Sims worlds. So yeah, something like that. I kind of want to know, like, I should probably look up on it or find some Landgraab theories, conspiracy theories or something. I think that would be kind of cool. So just like look up on it for myself or look into it for myself. I think I'd have a lot of fun with that, actually, like Sims conspiracy theories about the Landgraabs. So yeah, but that's basically the theories that you guys had. There was actually one more from Lisa Esko who said, I think Nancy is a criminal because half, if not more, of the money that she is making comes from illegal means. So while she is a businesswoman, she is a lot more crime than business, which again kind of ties in with some of the other theories. There's definitely something shady going on in this family, and I kind of love it. But anyways, I feel like after doing this build, my opinion of Nancy has kind of changed a little bit. I'm not supporting criminals, of course, but it's a game, so it's fine. And it's I find it interesting, I find it funny, because I just assumed that she would be like a boring businesswoman who's a major snob, you know? So I was like, I don't like her, but now I'm kind of like, there's something going on under the surface and it's kind of interesting. So my opinion of Nancy has changed just a little bit, but she's still not my favorite townie, that is for sure. But that's basically all the theories that you guys left me on the last video. If you do have any more theories though, definitely let me know because I love this sort of stuff. So I'd be very curious to hear you guys out on that, definitely. So just, yeah, leave all the theories about the Landgraabs or any other family actually. Leave all your conspiracy theories in the comment section down below. I want to read townie conspiracy theories. So yeah, I think they're a lot of fun. Like you get to know the families a little bit better as well that way. So I would definitely be interested in that. But we moved on to the living room now. So I did decide to put another computer area over here. It's not really, it's up against one of the windows, but I figured it would be fine. I don't like to place like larger pieces of furniture in front of windows, but I think a desk is fine because then you can sit there and kind of look over whatever the window is, whatever's on the other side of the window. I just think that's like chill, like relaxing. So I decided to put another computer area over there. And that's also because there is no office in this room. And since Jeffrey is a detective, he needs an area where he can sit and do his homework. So because detectives do get this sort of, they have to do something like when they're not at work in the game, they have to do, what is it, investigating or something on computer, as far as I remember at least. I think I played a bit with it at some point, but it's a while ago. But somewhere in my mind, something is telling me that they need to do some investigative work from home. So I figured it would kind of make sense for gameplay purposes if they had another computer, even though he can technically use the one that's in Nancy's office. But I also kind of want Nancy's office just to be for Nancy. So neither Malcolm or Jeffrey go near her office, you know? So I decided to put another computer area in there if you're just wondering why it doesn't look like a fancy family's kind of living room, because they do have like a computer setup in there. Usually I don't do that with like fancier family homes. I like to just keep computers in offices or dedicated offices. But I didn't have the extra space to place an office anywhere. The floor plan was actually bothering me so much on the second floor. I could have technically turned their walk-in closet into another office. Like, I could have done that, but I just felt like they would have a walk-in closet. So that's just that. They have a computer in the living room. It probably doesn't bother any of you guys, but I don't know, I did think about it a little bit while I was decorating. I don't mind it too much myself, but it just made sense for gameplay purposes, considering Jeffrey does need to do his homework, or whatever home assignments, I should probably call it. So policeman getting homework, I know, it's whatever. So here is the laundry room, and it is pretty simple. They just have the 2 laundry machines and a couple of closets as well, a couple of cabinets. So it could look like they keep like towels here, or laundry detergent, or I don't know, other stuff they need for cleaning and all that sort of stuff that I'm not really into. Anyways, I did clean my apartment today though. I just want to point that out. It's all clean now and fancy and fresh, and it kind of smells a bit like vinegar because I had to use some fancy sort of detergent, whatever, cleaning solution to get some stuff off of my shower, whatever. But there's a lot of whatevers in this video so far, but there's also a lot of cleaning words that I don't know in English. So there you go. But yeah, I just wanted to point it out. I know you guys don't really have to know, but my house or my apartment is actually clean. I'm really proud of myself. I am such an adult sometimes. But anyways, so this is the bathroom on the ground floor. The bathroom on the second floor, so Jeffrey and Nancy's ensuite bathroom, does not look anything like this. I wanted to keep some golden or some gold tones in their bathroom actually, because I feel like Nancy would just like that for some reason. It was after I did her office, so in her office I went with some vintage glamour pieces actually, and they do come in some swatches that have a little bit of golden on them, or a little bit of gold on them, and when I saw those swatches, I was just like, this is Nancy. This is for Nancy. Like, she would love this. So after doing her office, after decorating her office, I took a little bit of inspiration from her office and took that to the bathroom basically. So it does look a little bit different. You'll see that later on. I tried to use some of the stuff from Realm of Magic actually. I don't really know why, because it wasn't working out, but there's a sink from Realm of Magic which has a peacock on it, and I was like, that is cool. that's fancy. Let's try to use that. And it just did not fit in at all. But it looked like the sink looks pretty cool. So I really wanted to use it for a while there. It just wasn't working out, unfortunately. So that's just that. So we are doing the terraces now, and one of them is actually connected to Jeffrey and Nancy's bedroom. So that is the other terrace, the one I did just before. They only have, what is it? They have a chess table there because I think one of them possibly needs logic. I think it might be Jeffrey, but again, I haven't played with the detective career for a while. There was just something that told me they needed logic for some reason, so I figured why not just stay on the safe side and like add that to their terrace. Also had the space, so why not? And they also have 2 lounge chairs there as well. I think they also have 1 couch, but it's just a chill little terrace where they can sit and enjoy each other's presence. Hopefully they do that. I'm not fully certain how that works. I actually thought that Nancy would be a trophy wife, but it turns out that she's the one with the money, so now I'm like, what happened? Are they actually like, do they like each other? What's going on with this relationship? If you got any theories with that, let me know. Anyways, but the other terrace is where they have the bigger bar and also a dining table in case they want to eat outside. They actually have like 3 bigger dining areas around this house because they have one on this little platform terrace that's right next to the pool area, and they also have the one in the dining room, obviously, and then also one on one of the terraces. So, you know, they can take the dining party to wherever they want to eat in this house. I think that's kind of cool if they have friends over and stuff. So if they have friends, I don't really know either. But anyways, and I also put a lounge area on the bigger terrace as well. So there should be room for a few more people than just 2. I think there's room for 7 total or something like that, possibly actually 8, possibly. So they have a nice little terrace up there, or a bigger one actually, where they can just have friends over or guests over and they can throw some outdoors parties or something. So we moved on to Malcolm's bedroom now, and I actually was struggling a little bit with his bedroom because he's supposed to be a teen, but he's also a snob, I think. So plus he comes from money and a lot of money and he wants to be a criminal. So I was struggling a little bit. He's not a typical kind of teen, at least not as far as I'm aware. So his bedroom is also not the typical kind of teen room that I usually do. I was definitely inspired by Nancy's or the style that I see for Nancy. I think she may have decided a few things when it came to the decorating in this bedroom. I don't think Malcolm necessarily had too much to say, so that's why it looks sort of like it fits in pretty well with the rest of the apartment, or the rest of the house, not the apartment. I'm actually currently decorating an apartment, so that's probably why I said apartment by mistake. Anyways, I also kind of want them to have a poodle or a cat or something. I just feel like they would have like some kind of really fluffy cat or dog and they'd spoil that pet like crazy. So before uploading this to the gallery, or before being done with the save file, I might actually give them a pet and also add some pet stuff to this house, just because I could totally see them have that. So yeah, that might happen. Let me know what you think about that. Also, if I forgot to say that at the start of the video, I know that it took me a while in the last one, but just in case you haven't watched the exterior and I didn't mention it earlier, this is actually for the save file. So we're done with this area of Oasis Springs now, which I'm really excited about because I don't like to build in Oasis Springs. It's not my favorite world to build in. It's very yellow and deserty, and it's just not really me that much, but I did enjoy building these 2 contemporary houses. I think they turned out pretty okay as well. I like the other one better than this one, but it's also because I added a lot of brown to the other one and I had a lot of fun with the interior. It was kind of jungle inspired a little bit and stuff, so. But I do like how this one turned out as well. I could see the Landgraabs living here, but I could also see why some people necessarily wouldn't be able to see the same as I do, if that makes sense. So this is the downstairs cinema. The cinema, of course, was very quick to do because there's literally just a big TV screen, which did come with movie hangout stuff pack, and I also put a couple of, what are those called, couches there, because I don't really have like proper cinema seats, so I think these couches are probably the closest to the kind of couches that I've seen in home cinemas. Not that I've ever been to one, but I've seen pictures of them. I actually used to watch, what's it called? Something with crib. I don't remember, but on MTV they would show off celebrities' homes, and that's kind of that's where I've seen some home cinemas, and that show is so old, but it was a lot of fun. I was so disappointed when it turned out they weren't doing any more episodes of it. Or I don't know if they did continue them, but I just never saw new episodes of it, and then I stopped watching MTV because it was basically, I don't know, MTV is not my favorite channel, so plus it's also a long time ago. Like I'm talking like 12-15 years ago or something like that, so it's a long time ago. So, moving on, we have Nancy's office here. I forgot what her name was for a second there. I'm really sorry, Nancy. Please don't send your mob friends after me. Anyways, so this is her office, and I did try to add just a little bit of orange in here as well because she does wear, what is it? She has an orange skirt on in her everyday outfit. I think there's some orange in her formal outfit as well. I don't really remember. And possibly also in her sportswear too. So I just wanted to add a little bit of orange in here. And then I ended up turning the couch orange too. So now there's a lot of orange in here, but I'm okay with it. I hope you guys are too. I definitely was inspired by Nancy's outfits though for it. So blame her sense of fashion if you don't like the color scheme. That's just how it is. And then there's also a little bit of gold in there too, just because I felt like she would like that as well. So the last room that we are decorating is Jeffrey's and Nancy's bathroom on the second floor. So this is their ensuite bathroom, and this is where I tried to use the peacock sink, and it just was not working because it does not look contemporary at all. I did for a second think maybe I could mix it with some of the stuff from Get Famous. Like we could make this totally over the top with a golden toilet or something, but I still wanted it to kind of fit the rest of the house. I felt like it would be a little bit weird with everything else being fairly contemporary, and then this bathroom would be Get Famous, you know? So I changed my mind and I turned everything a little bit more contemporary, but there's still a lot of white and a lot of gold in here, and I think it suits them very well. I think it's definitely made for Nancy than Jeffrey, but I think it suits them well. So anyways, that's about all I got for you guys today. So if you like this house, you can now download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. As always, if you got any suggestions for anything you want to see here on the channel, definitely let me know in the comment section down below. And also, if you're still watching, comment golden beans in the comment section down below. I don't know what golden beans are, but I kind of want to see how many of you are still watching this far into the video and have gone through my ramble or have lasted through my rambling. That made sense somewhere in the world, hopefully. So I'm curious, let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
You're looking so old, you're looking so old. Now I'm moving closer to you, and it's getting dark in this room. Tell me what you wanna do. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love you, let me love you. Baby, let me love you, let me love you. Let me love, baby, let me love you. Say the word and we can leave this place. I'll take you anywhere you want, as long as we're Baby, let me love